2023 in MMA was a standout year for so many champions from so many promotions that it was almost impossible to put one above the rest. The UFC's Tom Aspinall won 2 straight, both in the first round, both by KO, and he claimed the interim heavyweight title with less than a week's notice for the fight.
I think this will take a while to sink in, to be honest. It's been an absolutely crazy 2.5 weeks. I've been saying, I can tell people now, I basically didn't have any training camp at all. I wasn't really in the best shape. I got the call like 3-4 days after. I pulled my back really bad. I couldn't barely even move or do anything. And yeah, it's been some, and I didn't have a visa as well. It's been some 3 weeks, let me tell you. It's been absolutely insane.
Former middleweight champion Alex Pereira set all sorts of records by winning the light heavyweight title after just 2 fights in his new division, and just his 11th pro fight in total. The lightweight champ, Islam Makhachev, scored 2 wins over the featherweight champ Alexander Volkanovski. Volk does fight in a smaller division though, and he stepped up for the rematch with less than 2 weeks' notice. But Islam doesn't care.
Of course, some people underestimated my striking, but in the first fight, I showed the people my striking. And I think now people will respect my striking, and I just show I am not just wrestler, grappler, or striker. I'm a best fighter, best MMA fighter in the world.
After 2 straight losses in 2022, Sean Strickland turned his career around with 3 straight victories, including an unexpected win over the former champ Israel Adesanya. A shame he said such terrible things while he was champion. That's unlike the women's flyweight champ Alexa Grasso, who was more impressive both in and out of the cage. The Mexican was one of only 2 UFC champs to defend the title in 2023, and she made history doing that at home.
You know, we're a main event right now for Mexico, so this is huge for us. So it's really nice to be part of these elite athletes that are representing their country, their sport, their city, in every single sport we are competing.
And Leon Edwards was the other champ who defended his title, and he defended it twice, with dominant unanimous decisions over the former welterweight champ Kamaru Usman, and then 2-time contender Colby Covington. But were any of these achievements enough for Fighter of the Year? Outside of the UFC, we looked to the one championship, but it was a relatively quiet year for the belt holders. The double champ, Anatoly Malikin, only fought once in 2023, but he did beat Arjun Bullock to become the simultaneous light heavy and heavyweight champion. Their other current double champ, Christian Lee, didn't fight at all. Neither did the former double champ and current middleweight champ, Renier de Ridder. The featherweight champ, Tang Kai. The strawweight champ, Jared Brooks. And the women's strawweight champ, Xiong Nan. The Panda did pummel Wonder Girl in a special rules striking bout, but that's not MMA. Fabrizio Andrade did put on an outstanding performance, finishing John Lineker to take back the bantamweight title, but he only fought once. Demetrius Johnson ended his trilogy against Adriano Moraes with another win, but it was also his only fight of the year. And the women's atomweight champ Stamp Fairtex looked great in her 2 bouts of 2023, and she won the title with a stoppage against Seo-hee, but that was for the vacant title, so there wasn't really anyone from one vying for 2023's Fighter of the Year. Where we found our champ was in the PFL, where the title holders all fought at least 3 times in 2023, like Henan Fahea, who scored 3 straight knockouts to claim the heavyweight title. Magomed Karamov won his 2nd PFL season championship with 4 wins and 3 finishes in 2023. That included his submission win over 2022's champ, Sadibou C, to take the title. And Jesus Pinedo bounced back from a loss in his first fight of 2023 to win his next 3 straight, all by KO or TKO, to take home the featherweight belt. But in the end, there were 3 PFL fighters who did more than anyone in MMA. And the first was Larissa Pacheco. After winning the Women's Lightweight Championship in 2022, handing the combat icon Kayla Harrison her first ever loss, the Brazilian bruiser moved down to featherweight for the 2023 season and absolutely dominated. In April, she decisioned the MMA legend Julia Budd. In June, she sent Amber Leibrock home with a hellish barrage in round 1. In August, she made it 3 from 3 against Olena Kolesnik, finishing her with a 3rd straight stoppage via punches to cement her spot in the season final. And in November, at the season championships, she dominated the 6-time Sambo world champion Marina Maknatkina to claim the 2023 women's featherweight title. The victory made Pacheco the PFL's first ever 2-weight champion, which was an extremely hard-to-beat accomplishment. But Olivier Aubin-Mercier made it 10 wins from 10 starts in the PFL to claim his 2nd straight welterweight title. It's not just that OAM's streak included 4 straight wins in 2023 with 2 finishes and 2 unanimous decisions. It's that he earned that record in arguably the most stacked division in the promotion. So who could have topped that? The answer is 2023's Fighter of the Year, Impa Kasanganay, because no one did more this year than the light heavyweight champion. He made his divisional debut in March with a TKO, and less than a month later, he backed it up with a unanimous decision. In June, he entered the 2023 championship season when he stepped in for a suspended fighter, and he submitted Tim Karen with an arm triangle. Just 2 months later, he knocked out the 2021 runner-up, Martine Hamlet, to score his surprise place in the season championship. And in the final, he outclassed Josh Silveira for his 5th victory of the year, the season championship, the $1 million prize, and the honor of being Total Combat's MMA Fighter of the Year. Thanks for watching, and remember, if you want more fight sports in your life, just hit the subscribe button.